泉美穂です。愛知県出身で2005年3月に卒業しました。現在はシンガポールでグローバルパートナーズコンサルティングのビジネスアドバイザリーチームのチーフマネージャーをしています。When I graduated from high school, I went to see a lot of campus and universities. I visited there and talked to the professors.A lot of them say, since your English is already good, you don't have to study anymore. I want to study professional studies in English in Japan. At the time, APU was one of the very rare universities that provides bilingual educations, so I chose APU. Academic-wise, I study all the courses in English.So even though it's a Japanese professor, I still take it in English. So it was quite interesting in a way that when I study materials, there are friends actually from that countries that gives you real stories of what is really happening in that country. So that was very interesting. And I had a lot of experience of visiting friends after the graduation. So I really can meet the people there.There was World Student Forum. First one was held in APU, and second was held in National University of Singapore, NUS. So I was a delegate sent from APU. I actually had some anxiety, even though I studied English, but I studied in Japan. That was my worries in a way. But it gives confidence that I can really work and discuss something together with the university students from all over the world. So I can maybe go.and stand on the same ground, then I can really work together. I started one of the circle that is Education Network, which we gather international students and we form the groups and we went to visit all the schools in Oita Prefecture and we come up with a curriculum to understand what is international, what is the different cultures from other countries, and really have a good time with children. A lot of international students are maybe aliens to Beppu citizens or even people in Oita prefectures. So they were actually scared at the time, having so many, international students. But after children start to have some, exchange and have some communication, they start to accept international students at their place. Through the activities that I learned, English is very key and it's very important components to instinct the global citizens. I start to have a vision to work in education institution that is, expanding to overseas, not only in Japan.So I choose one of the education provider to work. I choose Kumon, which the time they have 46 countries exposures. I started as one of the franchise management executive. I was sent to Yamaguchi Prefecture and I have about 200 franchisees to manage and one of the branch office there. After 2 years, I was sent to Osaka headquarters,which is head of overseas expansions of Kumon program. So I was sent there to create training programs for staff in overseas branches. That was the time that I really traveled a lot from different country to different country and delivering the trainings and try to understand what is the needs of each countries. So from the challenges that they have in each country, we gather and we create another training programs, or we create some projects to, help the management to restructure the company to be a better one. So after 4 years of doing such staff trainings, I went to Singapore as an expatriate to regional headquarters of Southeast Asia region and Oceania. And my role was to restructure Malaysia entity. When I start to work in Singapore and also Malaysia, there are a lot of challenges that involves political reasons, corporate law differences, or even corporate cultures or business culture differences. So I start to feel having to manage differences needs proper educations or proper skills to do the management of overseas operations. So I start to have a needs of study MBA, and I decide to search around. There are a lot of choices to quit a job and go to the full-time MBA, executive MBA, which is shorter time with management level of colleagues, or you go for the part-time MBA. It was a better choice than quitting a job and go for the full-time MBA in a way that I still have a place to apply the learnings immediately after I learn from lessons. So the course was 2.5 years, but it took me 3 years, but it was worth it. Me as a Japanese is totally foreigner, and I need a work permit. So it really gives you some limitations of choices of the works that maybe you can choose. Of course, they will screen through your education backgrounds and your scores even. So you really have to work hard to get the employment pass. And you have to show how you build up a career. But at the same time, you have a lot of advantage. Singapore is very unique in a way that they are very open to overseas, and they are very welcome foreigners as skills workers. So there are a lot of people who are actually from different countries work together in the same office. In Japan, maybe company provides a lot of education. You don't really have to seek outside sources to get the skills educations. But in Singapore or even in any other countries, staff are required to find your own necessary trainings. You have to go for the training outside. Business culture itself in Singapore is very professional, and people are very high skilled with the various different cultures and backgrounds and experiences. And the speed of work is very fast, and there are a lot of transparency. So there's no hidden, cultures that is required. Corporate life is slightly more flexible or even relaxed. In Japan, when you are working, you have to really concentrate on what you are doing. And family is totally different things. That you shouldn't even bring the family matters to the work. The Singapore is in a way open, that everybody has their own life that has some challenges, right? They can bring in, they can consider how you can make it better. So being a business advisory consultant, I try to see opportunities for the Japanese companies which has interesting products or services to bring to different markets. A good market to go first is, of course, Singapore, which people have enough funds to, consume new products or even try the new services from Japan. And after that, they can really look for other markets to expand. It's fun in a way that you are not only in one company that you belong to, but you can really see different companies. What kind of new products are coming out in the market, and what are the maybe traditional services that has been revalued. Challenge is for those companies who never been to abroad, they actually don't really understand how different other countries are. Challenge is like to explaining the differences and how they can change or transform the original value to cater the needs of local markets. That is a very big challenge, to convince the clients what are the things that they need to change. My passion is always to go up. There are a lot of new things coming up, and that's how you will grow yourself, and you can really open up your eyes to see the different worlds. So as a student, you have to try to study very hard, learn the theories first, But not only theory, you have to find the friends and you can visit them in their countries and try to expose yourself to different cultures and try to think why they are so different. And this reflection really helps when you go overseas and do the work. When business starts, a lot of times the reason is difference of cultures. So that experience and exposure will help you to find the solutions how to go about it.